Good morning, students. Today's lesson is Interdependence of Plants and Animals, which was also finished in the last week, but I want to explain it once more. So, all of you have to take out your book and follow whatever I say, okay? Now, from the name Interdependence of Plants and Animals, all the plants and animals are depending on each other. See the diagram here. Here the leaves depend on the sun to get energy or to get food. Then this plant is eaten by a caterpillar. Caterpillar will be eaten by a frog and frog will be eaten by a snake. So from this we can able to say that all the living things in this earth are interdepending on each other. Clear now? So come to the next page now. Here we are going to learn about the parts of leaf. See the diagram of the leaf. See the diagram of the leaf. See the name. What's given here? Petiole, blade, then main vein, side vein and apex. Apex is not given here. Still I have written here apex. So what is petiole? See the structure of petiole. Petiole is a thin stick-like structure, but it is not a stick, but it is a stalk. So that stalk-like structure is called petiole. Okay, and the whole leaf area is called the blade. And see the side area. The side area is called what? The side. This whole area is called the blade. And see, inside the leaf area you will see some small veins like structures. Veins, I think you are able to know. In your body also, in your hand you can see some red color or green color veins are there. Same in case of leaf also, some thin thread like structures are there. Those are called veins. Okay, and next one is next one is the main vein. Main vein start from the middle area. Middle area, say it runs throughout the leaf. It's a thin tube-like structure. It runs throughout the leaf. This is called the main vein. So this is all about the parts of leaf. Okay. Now come to the classification of leaf. Leaves can be divided into simple leaves and compound leaves. Simple leaves, it will looks like very simple. See the leaf of a mango. So the leaf of a guava, very simple. Their leaf structure is and they are single. So that's why they are called simple leaf. And in case of compound leaves, have you seen the coriander, the dhania patta, the neem leaves? Those are called compound leaves because they are in one stalk. There are numbers of leaves are there. That's why they are called compound leaves. Okay. Next, see the structure of the leaf here. See, some are round, some are heart shaped, some are lobe shaped. Okay. Now see some arrangement of the leaves. Arrangement of leaves are alternate arrangement, opposite arrangement, then whorled arrangement. What is alternate arrangement? In a single leaf, if the one leaf is like this, other leaf will be in the other side, but it will be little bit at the downwards. Okay, these are called the alternate arrangement of the leaves. Clear now? This is called alternate arrangement. Next one is opposite arrangement. Opposite means exactly they will start from the single stalk, but that will be opposite. Exactly. This is called the opposite arrangement of the leaf. Clear? This is called opposite arrangement. Next one is whorled leaves. Whorled leaves means in a single stalk there are lots of leaves will be there. They are called whorled leaves. Clear? Now next one is edges. See the picture. Some edges are like this. These corners are, some are like this. There are different types of leaves, so some will be plain, some will be lobe type. So these are called the edges of the leaves. They are also different shapes. Then see, one more example I want to cite you. Have you seen the papaya tree? See the structure of the leaf of the papaya. See this one. This will look like a leaf of papaya. So they are different shape and size of leaves. So this is all about leaves. Clear up to this? Now next come to photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, from the diagram you can see, this is the plant. They are getting energy from the sun, and from sun they are getting food. That food is manufactured in their leaves, and that leaves is eaten by the living things. Living things means animals or animals, then we people also. Now in photosynthesis, what I want to say, photo means light. Photo means light, and synthesis means prepare. That means the process where food is prepared by the plant. In photosynthesis, photo means light and synthesis means prepare. So that means the plant prepare food with the help of light. After preparing food from the light, they release what? Oxygen. We can write oxygen as O2. So how the plants prepare food? With the help of chlorophyll, which is present in the leaf. With the help of chlorophyll, they capture the light and they convert the light energy into sugar. Okay, sugar. In return, what the plants give? In return, the plants give oxygen. So this whole process is called the photosynthesis. Clear? Once again I want to repeat, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means plants prepare food by the help of sunlight, then chlorophyll, then water and carbon dioxide. They get energy from the sun, and that energy is converted. That sunlight whatever they capture the sunlight, they convert into sugar. After converting that energy into sugar, then they give up oxygen. That oxygen is inhaled by us. Okay, while preparing their food, they take the help of chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment found in the leaf. Okay, green colored pigment found in the leaf. So photosynthesis is a process with the help of chlorophyll, sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. They prepare food. This is all about photosynthesis. Now whatever the food prepared, they are stored where? Can you guess? They are stored in the form of leaves. Leaves, as for example cabbage, you eat leaves. Okay, then lettuce, you eat lettuce as a salad. Clear? Then I think you eat also carrots. This is a root food. We eat the root food. You eat flower of the plant, that is the cauliflower. Okay, then you eat fruits also, that is stored in the form of food. The sugar which is produced during photosynthesis, they are stored here in leaves, in roots, stem, flowers, in grains also. These are all sugars which are manufactured during photosynthesis, and they are formed in this way: lettuce, leaves, cauliflowers, roots, stem, fruits. So these are the foods produced by the plant in the form of sugar. They stored here in leaves, in roots, flowers, in fruits and stem. This is all about after making the food where they stored here as in the form of leaves, in the form of fruits, in the form of roots, flowers, etc. Okay, clear now? Okay, next one is interdependence of plants and animals. Okay, in the beginning also I said that we all living things are depending on each other. Now from the diagram, see, this plant is depending on sunlight. Okay, again when this plant little bit grown up, this will be eaten by this a little animal, it is snail. This snail will be eaten up by the bird. Okay, this bird will be eaten by a carnivorous animal. So this is fox. Again, what about this fox? When this fox die, that will be decomposed by the microorganism known as bacteria. So plants are the main food producers. Plants are the main food producers. They are called primary producers. Then whatever the plants who eat plants, they are called herbivorous animal. Those who eat plants, they are called herbivorous animal, and those who eat herbivorous animal, they are called carnivorous animal. They are called carnivorous animal. Okay, and who are the omnivorous animal? Who are the omnivorous animal? We people. We are social people. We are social animal. Then animals, lion, tiger, these are all are carnivorous animal because they are carnivorous animal. Those animal who eat other animal, they are called carnivorous animal, and some animals who eat both plants and animals, they are called omnivorous animal. As for example, we people also are there. Then others are crow, then bears, they also eat plants, they also eat other animals also. That's why they are called omnivorous animal. Clear? Then after then, decomposers. Decomposers means those who eat dead animal. Dead animal are called decomposers. One is left out, sorry for that. One is scavengers. What are scavengers? There are some animal that eat dead animal. Example, vulture and hyena, they eat the dead animal. Those tigers and lions kill the herbivorous animal, they eat it. Some are left out. Those left out animals, those left out body parts of the animals are eaten by this vulture and hyena. These are called scavengers. Okay. Next one is food chain. Food chain is already I have explained in the beginning. See, the plant get food from the sunlight. Then this plant is eaten by a grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten by a frog. Frog is eaten by a snake. And snake is eaten by a eagle. Okay. Now what about this eagle? You may it may comes in your mind now. These are all are eaten one other. This vulture will be maybe eaten by some animal or may die one day, and that his body will be decomposed by decomposers like bacteria or any other some decomposers animal like ant also. Ant can also eat this vulture because everything is eaten by ant. So when this eagle die, or his body will be eaten by or decomposed by decomposers. Okay. Next come to food web. Food web, see the diagram of the food web. All these animal, all these deer, rodents, birds, insects, they all depends on these plants. They all depends on these plants. Now see, this beetle is eaten by small skunks, then opossums, then birds is also eaten by opossums, then rodents is also eaten by opossums, then deer is also eaten by foxes, then again birds is also eaten by foxes. Okay, these are all are interrelated. Okay, again this foxes, then eagles, these are eaten by higher animals like bear, tiger. So they are all are interrelated, all each other. So this network is called food web. So from the picture you can understand they all are eaten eat each other. Okay, so from this picture we can say that it is a food web. Okay, up to this I have completed and your lesson is finished today, and in the next class I give you questions and answers. Okay, thank you.